Hello and welcome to the Kaiju and Comics podcast. If you don't already know who I am Zach Young, and I am joined by me, the Brock Lesnar to my Paul Heyman, the Incredible Hulk to my Bruce Banner, the Doomsday to my Lex Luthor, but most importantly, he is the Kaiju Commander to my Captain Comics. It's Tanner Bays, everyone.
That is me.
Yeah. And welcome to Kaiju and Comics, where we talk about anything else. How are we doing today, Tanner?
I am all right, fresh off of a clean 5 a.m. wake up to a 6 a.m. shift at my local job. I'm not going to be specific because I don't want somebody to pick me up late at night in a dark van.
I would have believed you anyway.
Yeah.
Very unspecific.
I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm a little tired. I had to stay up really late to get in some content. Had to watch some stuff, get prepared for today because nobody tells me anything until right before. But it's okay. I'm not firing any shots. It wasn't your fault. I should have been more specific. I should have been more clear. But it's okay. I'm good. I'm happy. I am ready to do this with my best friend, my absolute best friend. Absolutely nobody more favorited than this guy right here. I am not directing this to anybody but you. You are my favorite.
I'm very happy to have that on recorded.
It's supposed to be.
Okay, fantastic. I would ask you how your entire week has been, but we just saw each other a few days ago.
We did?
Yeah.
When?
We went to a restaurant with
What are you
another
talking?
famous podcaster.
We actually did things. I forgot. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we did a whole thing with Darian Riley from the Pop Striker podcast. Fine, I give you that. That's all you're getting today. You didn't plug us in your last episode. That's all you're getting today, Darian. We do love them, though. Yep. So normally here at the beginning of the podcast, we also will do any type of news, but there's really only one little news thing that I was able to find, and that's that we have a movie trailer out.
Yes, we do.
We dropped it yesterday.
Have you seen it?
Oh, I've seen it multiple times.
I've seen it once. I saw it once, and then I saw it another time, being like, you know how like YouTube people react to the trailer and they break stuff down.
Yeah,
I watched one of those.
I don't watch those.
I have bad eyes. You know?
Okay,
I get diabetes. Get the eyes start going.
I watched it once yesterday when it came out, and I watched it a few times here as I was waiting for you to get here.
Yes, because some of us have to work.
No, it's understandable. What do you think of it? Are you excited? We're talking about Venom 2, by the way, for those who don't know.
I am excited. We went to go see the first one.
We did.
Together. And I loved it. Not because, obviously, I don't think anybody thinks that movie is good.
The movie is not good.
It's not a good movie.
It might be the most fun I've had in a theater in a while, though.
Yes. It was also, I think was that the last or like the second last movie we saw before everything shut down? Because we saw that, and then Shazam was after that.
No. I don't think so, because we saw... I think Spider-Verse was after that, too.
Detective Pikachu might even be... No, you know what? You know why that movie's significant? I was trying to remember why it was.
Wasn't Venom 2018?
Yeah, it was the first movie we saw together.
Was it?
It was. Venom is the first movie we ever went to go see together.
That might be correct.
It is correct.
I don't know. Venom happened in that year where I was tracking all the times I went to the movies. I went to the movies a lot that year.
Yes, I remember you talking about it back in 2018.
So it might have been. I went to the movies a lot.
Yes.
Like that was also the year Infinity War came out. And
oh yeah, I struggled with that movie. I didn't get to go see it for like 2 weeks. I was working overnight at a department store, and no, I do not enjoy the place, so I will not say their name. Go to Home Depot. You'll know where I'm talking about.
We're not specific here.
Yeah, but so the trailer, right?
I want a version. This is just for my comedic value. I want a version without the VFX. I want that breakfast scene at the very beginning with just Tom Hardy's acting without the tentacles flying around, because I just think it'd be funny. He seems to be having so much fun, and that's what I want for him.
This is the problem I think a lot of people had with the first movie. Like, the tone was so weird, because it would go from, this guy's going to get his head eaten off, to really funny. And not that I'm not okay with that, right? I'm fine with it being funny, but I want to keep getting more of these movies, and I want people to keep seeing them.
Yeah.
And I think that they can't keep making bad movies. Like, the movie can't keep being bad and it keep getting... Yeah. Like, I know I say that, and then there's movies like Tremors and, like, Starship Troopers that keep getting movies that, like, aren't good, but...
Well, it's kind of like...
I want full theatrical, big-budget movies to keep coming out.
It's kind of like that Sharknado equation of like so bad it's good in some places.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want him to look like Sharknado. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want that.
One of the things I'm thinking, at least with Venom too, is that I would love to see the tone be character based because it has Carnage in it, so it's going to be very murder heavy. But if we could
it's pretty murder heavy in the first one.
Well, yeah, but like if we can keep Venom being that camp as fuck character that somehow Venom ended up being Venom, who was born out of like 90s era grunge and shit, becoming like that camp character is really weird, but I also enjoyed it.
Just hits different.
It hits different.
It does.
Diet Dr. Pepper. It hits different.
Oh.
We're not sponsored by Diet Dr. Pepper.
No. We will be sponsored by Diet Coke, my favorite soda. I love that metallic aftertaste. Gosh. You know what it's just like? All right, so let's keep going. The Venom 2 trailer.
I love it. Looks to be camp, more camp, and I am down for camp. If you decide going in that you want to be camp and kind of just fucking stupid the whole time, I'm into it.
So,
but you got to know what you are.
Okay, Woody Harrelson. I am big fan. I love Woody and everything he does. The hair does not look as bad as it did at the end.
It does not. I was like, that's an upgrade.
I also thought people were a little ridiculous with that in the first movie. I'm like, was it not the after credit scene? Like, yeah. It was a little thing. They probably weren't sure if they were going to get a second movie. So they're probably not going to put a lot of effort into it. It looked fine. I'm fine with Woody Harrelson having hair. Woody Harrelson does creepy perfectly because he's Woody Harrelson. He already looks kind of creepy. Woody Harrelson's also like, I'll never say anything bad about him. He's in one of my favorite movies ever. White Man Can't Jump is my top 5 movie. I love him. Wesley Snipes, it's perfect. But Woody Harrelson is so good. I love him. I think he'll be a great. Oh my gosh, what's the guy's first name? Cassidy. Cletus Cassidy.
Cletus Cassidy.
He'll be. And then there's that girl, right? What's her name? Is that Shriek? Right?
Oh, did they show another symbiote in there? I didn't.
Not see. A symbiote. It's the girl laying down on the bed with the scar on her eye.
Oh, I don't know. I guess I didn't pay full attention to the trailer the couple times.
I want to say that's Shriek. I don't. That's a symbiote, correct? Right? You're big.
I think so.
You know a lot.
There's a lot. Listen,
I was like, you know a lot more about the symbiotes than I do.
I know symbiote. There's a lot of symbiotes, though.
I need a deleted scene where he eats Mrs. Chen.
This is, again, like, I really want just, like, a version of this trailer with all the Venom stuff removed, because I just think Tom Hardy, because he plays it really well.
Yeah, it's like a buddy cop dynamic.
Yeah, like,
it's so good.
I want him, like, walking in and just be like, hello, Mrs. Chen, and then her being like, hello, Eddie, hello, Venom, and then nothing, and then he says, hi. No Venom with, like, his weird, what did he say?
I have no idea.
It sounded like he said hello, Mrs. Chen, but like in some other dialect.
I have absolutely no idea what Venom said ever, except for ketchup. That's the one thing I got.
Him singing while making breakfast.
Yep. No.
How did Venom become this character? I'm happy Venom became this character, but how did he become this character?
I'm not gonna say I'm happy. I'm all right with the adaptation they chose, I guess.
Yeah, like
if you're gonna do,
if the movie's gonna be bad, at least I can have some fun.
I'm not gonna say the only reason. Tom Hardy is a real big thing behind that, I think. If it's a different actor, I don't think Venom is as funny. But Tom Hardy is just...
At some point in the first movie, he figured out what this movie was going to end up being, and he played to the strengths.
Yes.
So unlike... I saw you just looked at my phone. Unlike with the last movie, we're actually getting Funkos of this movie.
Did you get Funkos in the first movie?
We did not.
Okay.
Instead, they kind of did like the combo, like Venomized things that have gone off the rails now, even though I love them all. So we are getting a Venom and Carnage Funkos.
How did you feel about how Carnage looked in the trailer?
We only saw like 2 little things of him.
Okay, the big thing.
I thought it looked cool. It looked like there might have been a few things missing, but based off of the toys, like obviously we just looked at the Funkos, and those, it looks like that there is gonna be a bit more detail in it, because the one image didn't look like Carnage isn't just this. He's like a red symbiote with like black veins going across him, because he's supposed to be scary as fuck, and he does look scary as fuck a lot of times. So it didn't look like that from that, but from those images, and also in the trailer where like you see his claws come out and hit it, I think we're in for a really good Carnage look here. This is also the first time we've seen him on the big screen.
Yes, I'm happy to see him. He's too dark.
Maybe he might be.
I want him to be more red than what he is. Right now, he looks like Washington football team. He's like maroon. I need like vibrant red, like Kool-Aid out the pack red. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like Every time I look at Carnage, Carnage sticks out because he literally just is like pimple colored red, and that's what I want. X-Men did this too. The Fox X-Men films, they're all really dark, like Skyrim muddied up, just different shades of brown. I want more vibrant colors. Like, these are comic book movies, people. Like, nobody is expecting these. It's like when you muddle things down with the colors, it makes me feel like you're trying to go for a more serious, grounded experience. These are comic book movies. I don't think we need to do that.
Especially with how the feel of Venom.
I was gonna say, like you know what movie does it well and figures it out and does it, I think, almost perfectly? Aquaman. Because they give you, in the first half of the movie, they give you the dingy little oranges, and at the end we get the redone kind of suit where he has this orange and his green.
Yeah, it's gold in the movie.
Well, yeah,
it's so sexy as fuck.
It's just, it's very obvious. It looks really good.
Yeah,
and I need more vibrance from these comic book movies.
It seems to be that we're moving away from this now, especially with like Sam Wilson's Captain America suit. Sadly, we didn't. Well, I think Wanda's Scarlet Witch costume looks good. It definitely is like that more dimmer red and not like the bright red that we could be getting. But like,
I think now with Scarlet Witch, that one I think it's a good design. I like WandaVision's better than her original because I think her original suit just, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of looks a little stupid, but it's okay.
Yeah. But also like set photos from Thor: Love and Thunder are showing Thor with like these bright yellow gloves and boots from like that's ripped straight out of a classic comic.
I was say I'm avoiding all set piece stuff.
Yeah, it's probably good.
Say,
and the Spider-Man suits from Homecoming were really bright. The blue and the red. Yes, they were.
But he never had... Spider-Man is like the one thing that's never had that problem. Spider-Man has always been
So bright. I agree with this. I don't know if I agree with that. I agree his suit designs were always good. The Amazing Spider-Man 1 suit was very dull colors. I think it looked good. But like that was a very...
Really?
Yeah. And Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man suit, it was like a navy blue. It wasn't
I like the navy blue though.
Oh, it looks good. I'm not saying it looks bad.
I don't remember the Amazing
Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 had bright colors because there's that suit.
Well, that's might be the only thing they got right in that film. That and casting Andrew Garfield?
Yeah, but
Andrew Garfield. There's the greatest Spider-Man we've ever seen.
I don't think it's a bad suit design. I think like my problems with that suit design aren't the colors. It's literally just I don't like the slashed logo. I think the first movie's good. I've gone back and watched it.
I think it's very good.
Yeah, I've gone back and watched it. I do think the first Amazing Spider-Man's it's aged a lot better, but Spider-Man is for a different day.
Yeah, but Venom 2 trailer looks good. I'm going to go see it. We're probably going to go see it. I'm going to make you go see it with me. I don't
You said that about Kong vs. Godzilla too.
Well, I ended up going over to my dad's, who trained me to be the Kaiju commander I am today. So yeah, we'll go see it. And then when we see it, you guys will know we saw it, and we'll talk about it. Yeah, I'm sure we'll have a bunch of things to say, probably good things. Oh, yeah. We'll laugh, and then we'll be like, but that movie was terrible.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, no, like that, like just from looking at the
I am very much prepared to go there and me be super excited.
Yeah.
And come back and it actually have been good.
Yeah. I'm kind of like on the fence with it too, because like part of the reason why I think I enjoyed Venom so much is because I went in with very low expectations.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't, like, there just wasn't a track record here to go by. It was just like, this is a very low bar, and I have no idea if they went over that bar storytelling-wise, but fuck it, I had fun.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can go to the movies and see a fun movie. The movie doesn't have to be good every time. It can be fun.
Yeah. Zachary, my friend, what have you been reading this week?
So I've been reading Thor by Donny Cates. Now, I wasn't really going to do this. I think, Thor in the comic books, he can be a bit boring, a bit too Shakespearean for me at times. But after hearing that Donny Cates' run was good and learning that he wrote The Cosmic Ghost Rider, which I really fucking love, I went, fuck it, and I went ahead and I bought as many Thor comics as my one comic book store had. Turns out that the first 6 issues are collected into a nice trade, and holy fuck, it's good. It's really good.
Say he looks good.
Oh yeah, he looks very nice. Sometimes you get to a point to where you just kind of trust a writer, and this specifically has made me trust Donny Cates in that way. This Cosmic Ghost Rider, King in Black, like just having that sort of thing to where like you kept hitting the mark so many times, and his books can get a bit ridiculous.
Who didn't know in all the Venom stuff? Who wrote that?
Donny Cates.
Okay, that's what I thought. I'm just
it's all Donny.
It's King in Black. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, but like Venom getting the power. Spoilers for King in Black.
I know. Don't do it.
Why not?
Because.
Okay, I'll use Cosmic Ghost Rider as my example. Then.
There you go.
The Punisher getting the Spirit of Vengeance, and then also being the Herald of Galactus. Like just this year, like, oh yeah, we're gonna throw all this stuff, and that's something that you feel like shouldn't work sometimes, but he just makes it work. Pretty simple on here. This story picks up. Thor is now the king of Asgard. He no-scopes a monster from Asgard on Earth. Like, literally just throws the hammer through 10 realms and takes him down. It's pretty badass. Stark sees it, and he writes on his hammer, enjoy your retirement, nice shot. Because...
I love Tony.
Yeah, it's a good little moment. Thor is doesn't know what to do. He's has some reservations about being king until Galactus crashes into Asgard. He just crashes into fucking Asgard. He just says, hi! He just crashes into Asgard. Straight up. No one knows why Galactus is there. So they summon all the Heralds of Galactus.
All of?
Some of them. The ones who still hold the power cosmic. And as they're talking, Silver Surfer walks in looking very galactic. I don't know what's going on in Silver Surfer's life right now. But he's not like his silvery self.
Is he black?
He's not like black. He's like when I say galactic, it looks like that there's galaxies going on him.
Yeah, so he's like black.
Yeah, I mean...
You say galaxies, I'm gonna...
To assign a color to him. Yeah, but like, look at him.
Yeah, it's like black.
Like, he's got colors going on there. Yeah. I don't know what's going on in the Surfer title.
Really one of them galaxy leggings.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on in the Surfer's life. Surfer just kind of says, how much do you know about Galactus' origins? Tanner, how much do you know about Galactus' origins?
I know them. I'm sure if I were to explain it, I'd butcher it. I do believe that he was the last man of the last universe.
Yes.
And now, he morphs with something. He goes together with something, and then he's reborn into the new universe as Galactus.
Do you happen to know what that event? Do you know what ended the old universe?
I don't know the name of it. Like I know you're gonna say it. I'm gonna be like, yes,
well, that's what this comic is about.
Oh, the end of our universe or the old universe?
Possibly both. Surfer asks Thor this question, and Thor said, well, there was some unknown event that caused the destruction of his universe, and Surfer just cuts him off and just saying, it's not unknown. This is where we talk about the Black Winter, who destroyed the old universe and plucked Galactus up in a similar way that Galactus plucked the Surfer and turned him into his herald. Now, we all know how powerful Galactus is.
Wait, are you saying so?
Galactus is the herald of the Black Winter.
Okay.
Surfer says, if the Black Winter comes, it'll be the end times. He outlines 5 planets for them to go to allow Galactus to consume that will make him ultra powerful and will allow him to take on the Black Winter. Galactus shows up. Surfer says, I will lead you to these 5 planets. Galactus tells him no. He says, when you come face to... Much like how I, Galactus, take the form of something for you to understand, the Black Winter comes to you in the form of your death. And Galactus saw Thor, so Thor will be the one to accompany him. Galactus then gives Thor the power cosmic. That's how he gets this suit. This is Herald of Thunder.
So if I were to see the Black Winter, it would just be like...
Probably a mound of sugar.
Like just jelly beans or
yeah, exactly. So he gives Thor the power cosmic and they go, and this just kind of starts these next 5 planets. It's just the struggle of Galactus just wanting to show up and eat it, and Thor being like, no, there's people on this planet. We have to save the people. So it's always just Thor puts them to Asgard, summons the Bifrost, who is currently being piloted by Lady Sif.
Okay. She's all right.
Yeah, it's cool. They get to like the 3rd planet, and Beta Ray Bill shows up. He's like, Thor, how are you working for Galactus? What spells he put you on? They fight.
Oh, yeah, because ate his planet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Thor is just like, this isn't what you think.
I look so sus there.
Literally.
I'm a big Beta Ray fan, and I just had to ask that question.
Yeah. Thor is literally like floating there with the power cosmic. Bill flies up towards him, and Thor just... No. Bitch slaps him onto a planet. He lands down and just says, with this power that I now hold, you can't do anything. Galactus says, your power, and takes it away from him. So now we get a Beta Ray Bill and Thor drag him out, fight between the two.
There we go.
Thor says, if you won't understand, I'll have to beat you down or something like that. Throws the hammer at him. Bill, of course worthy, catches it.
Beta Ray.
Looks at Thor, says, you don't deserve this hammer. You're not worthy of it. Thor summons it back, saying, there's nothing that can stop Mjolnir as he comes back to the Allfather's hands. Thor, of course, he's the king of Asgard. He's the Allfather now. Just to, like, put the fact of how powerful Thor is, even without the power cosmic. Bill straight up says no and holds on to it. There's a really cool art piece where you see Beta Ray Bill's arm out, and then you see his elbow dislocate as he refuses to let go of the hammer. Thor says, fine, I'll have another, and summons Stormbreaker to his hand. And just in a great... Now, something I love in comics is I love the turn into a splash page. Like when something's happening at the very last panel and you have to turn the page and it's just a nice splash page. We got a nice splash page of Thor bringing Stormbreaker down on Mjolnir, knocking Bill back and dropping the hammer. Bill's defeated. Sif comes down on the Bifrost.
Let's redact that. Bill is never defeated.
Bill was defeated.
He was relinquished of his command for a moment. He still will always have a hold on my heart.
Sif comes down to pretty much stop Thor from getting too crazy, which includes a part to where Thor throws Mjolnir at her. She says, cool, and summons the Bifrost right in front of her and transports the hammer away, where it lands on Jotunheim, but I'm covering that little moment in a TikTok later, so we're not going to get into that right now.
Okay.
She takes Bill away, and Thor just looks up at Galactus, strikes him with lightning, and claims back part of the power cosmic without asking Galactus for permission. Just straight up says, I'm taking my power back now. They fly, they do the other planets. The very last planet, Galactus strikes it without letting Thor get the people away. And Thor's like, what the fuck, guy? And Galactus is just like, you led me to the planet. Like, I don't have to listen to you now. Because this is another thing. Surfer had locked the memories of where the planets are to a place where Galactus couldn't get to them.
Yes.
Yeah. Black Winter shows up in some fucking cool scenes. Like, just showing Thor people like Loki and Gore. Like,
ooh,
like really getting it. Like, Gore pops up and Thor's just like, I defeated you. And Gore's, being very much like the, like, you could die today sort of thing, Black Winter is immensely powerful. Galactus, who gets like this cool neon treatment because he has so much power. They fight him. Black Winter says, stop. Galactus has lied to you. Tells him the actual story that Galactus was part of a failing universe and that Black Winter only has shown up to reclaim his herald. He's not here to destroy the existence. Thor gets pissed off and beats Galactus up.
Are we sure that's the truth? I love comics.
He beats Galactus up. Galactus takes the power cosmic away from Thor. Thor says, fuck you, I'm the Allfather. Takes all of Galactus's power.
The idea that somebody can just beat up Galactus is wild to me.
That's the point.
That's like if I were to walk into any like major sport, walk up to like, I don't know, Israel Adesanya and just be like, I'm gonna beat you up, and then I do it. He's a killing machine. It's wild to me. He's like crazy.
Yeah.
It's like if I went up to like an orbital satellite and like bring it, and then it disintegrates me.
Like, I'm trying to really get on how fucking powerful Thor is when he does all this shit. That he does this and he becomes immensely powerful to where he just says, Black Winter, you're either going to leave or I'm going to fucking destroy you. He sets off what he referred to as the God Bomb, which is basically turning Galactus's charred body into an explosive. It looks like Black Winter is defeated. Donny Cates has straight up said he's not done with the Black Winter, but whatever, each to their own. With all that destroyed, Thor has all this power. It looks like he has saved the day. But one snowflake comes down, one black snowflake comes down, and it's with a voice from the Black Winter said, I was trying to save you guys. You have no idea what's coming next. And in the last beautiful splash page, I'm scared.
Ooh.
I'm very scared.
Ooh. That is...
I've never had a comic fill me with dread before.
Let me see that again.
It's like the very... Thanos, with Mjolnir in one hand, a stone on each face of it, and then a gauntlet with the last stone. I've never had a comic fill me with such dread. We haven't had the follow-up to that yet. That hasn't happened.
Oh my gosh, and
zombies, yeah, they look like Marvel zombies.
They look like Marvel zombies.
Like, holy fuck, Cates. What the fuck? Thor is now part of my pull box.
I wonder if that's like... I don't know.
It's reminiscent of another story that Cates has wrote called When Thanos Wins.
I wonder if that's the zombies or if that's just signifying everybody he's killed.
Yeah, like it is the like
he killed the
holy
Sentry.
shit.
You all will learn my love for the Sentry. You don't simply kill the Sentry.
Yeah, that's where the comic ends. It's just kind of like Surfer talking to Thor. That's what I got. Like I've never had a comic fill me with dread like that. Just like the oh shit moment of like this is on the horizon at some point. Maybe that's the next big Marvel event after King in Black. We know Kate's is getting another. So Venom 200 is coming out soon. That's Kate's last issue of Venom, and we know that he's getting another story. We don't know what it is, and he's obviously not done Thor. He has a lot more Thor left in him. It sounds like.
I was say that's my problem with this is my problem with Thor comics. They're sick, right? Like everything you just showed me was absolutely.
I usually
crazy.
don't like Thor comics, but this was crazy.
But I feel like everything Thor does, Thor is so strong. Like I never really know the power scaling. When I read Thor, I feel like I'm watching Dragon Ball. Like I know exactly what's going to happen. Thor's going to figure it out. He's going to find something, and he's going to be crazy. And then it's just like Goku is like he can't beat Frieza. Then Frieza kills his buddy Vegeta and Krillin. Sorry if this is spoilers. You should have already seen Dragon Ball. And then he goes Super Saiyan. Like I feel like Thor goes Super Saiyan in every other story he has. Like
here's a
Thor is just I would say like Thor just goes Ultra Instinct every different series.
But Donny Cates throughout this whole thing is just upping the power level of Thor. Like he's gonna need him to fight. That's like we originally thought Thor was going to be the one to defeat Null because of that, and as we fucking know, it didn't fucking happen.
It ended in a much better way.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
That was sick.
I got no problem making that the finish of that comic.
Yes.
Did you read anything this week?
Well, not many people may know this, but I actually don't know how to read.
Oh no. This is a big crutch of our podcast is that you read comics. Do you have any other way that you consume comics?
I do. I have a few YouTube channels I listen to.
Oh, okay.
Should I be plugging those? Should I plug mine?
It's up to you.
Comics Explained, Comic Story, and those are my guys. That's how I get
like them too.
A lot of my things. I get audiobooks. I listen to them every once in a while.
No, you don't.
I do. No,
I've been trying to get you to do audiobooks for forever.
I do audiobooks. But, okay, there is this idea that this man thinks he knows everything that goes on in my life. I do have some audiobooks. I have Civil War audiobook. One of my favorite comics.
How does that go?
It's very long. It's a very, very long.
I've never thought about doing a comic book audiobook.
I listen to it because I just like it. Okay, leave me alone.
Okay, I mean,
I can't sit down and read things. I get bored.
I'm not coming at you for not being able to read. I'm just trying to think like how a comic book audiobook would be.
What I have been reading, I guess, I just did air quotes for our audio listener. Immortal Hulk. Very big Hulk fan. Me. Not you, because you're whack. But I love Hulk. I've always loved Hulk.
I feel like there's always this threshold for Hulk fans that like if you're not super into the Hulk, you're not really into the Hulk because there's like that threshold of like understanding what the Hulk really is, and then it just like boom, it's off to the races after that. And I never really understood what the Hulk is really about.
Immortal Hulk it's not my favorite run that we've ever seen of the Hulk. That'll always be World Breaker Hulk, and like World War Hulk and Planet Hulk are arguably, in my opinion, like just perfect. Like, there's really not much better. But Immortal Hulk is up there, and it's not for any of the same reasons. Immortal Hulk is just weird. Al Ewing is nutty. Like, the things that he's doing in this comic is... It's just weird. And, like, it works, right? Because the Hulk, all of it, it's all multiple personality disorder based. Yes. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like...
For those who don't know that about the Hulk.
Yeah, it's like every different version of the Hulk is a different personality that lives inside of Bruce Banner that developed from the hate from his father and stuff like that. And
trauma.
Brian Banner? I want to say his dad's name is. Don't hold me to that, but I think Bruce's dad's name is Brian.
The techie is currently looking up the name of...
Yeah, Brian Banner. I got it right. I'm getting the okay. I just listened to Volume 8, which is issues 36 to 40. A lot of stuff happens, and if you don't know and you get lost, you can get... Like, I had to listen to it a couple of times because it's very confusing the way that the One Below All works and is working because, like, he possessed Brian Banner, like, at one point.
He's basically the devil, right? Like, one of Marvel's...
Well, there's the One Above All that...
Who's God.
Yeah, like who most Marvel fans, I think, know who the One Above All is. Now there's the One Below All, and he wants the Hulk because... Okay, he wants the Hulk for some reason. I don't necessarily know exactly why yet, but he wants the Hulk because the Hulk is the one that lives through it all. The Immortal Hulk, more specifically, than just the Hulk.
The Devil Hulk, the Immortal Hulk.
No, the Immortal Hulk, because the Devil Hulk is something different.
Fuck. Okay.
There's Savage Hulk. The Immortal Hulk is completely different. They're two different.
Well, versions. I know that. I thought Devil Hulk was Immortal Hulk. I thought they were the same thing.
There's Savage Hulk, Immortal Hulk, Bruce Banner, Joe Fixit, all kinds of guys, right? Who makes an appearance? I will get to that.
Okay.
Devil Hulk is also in this this volume.
But his power is like linked to the devil, and because of that he can't die. But I don't know if that's only a certain Hulk that can do that, or if it's weird. I'm very aware that
arguing is just it's very weird, but it's all good. Like, and I will tell you
that's comics though. Like
the art style in all of Immortal Hulk has been nuts. There's a point where the Hulk becomes basically Galactus, and he looks absolutely sick.
And just for the thing, there are 3 artists credited with that volume, and I could only find the name because without buying the volume for myself, I could only find the name of the penciler. Like Marvel on their website wouldn't tell me who the other 2 were, but I just noticed from seeing the cover on Amazon that there are 4 names, and it's the writer, the penciler, and the colorist. Like my Thor comic sitting here has 3 names on it. Yeah. So I don't know if they needed 2 color artists. I don't know if they needed an artist for something else. But I also know that Alex Ross did the cover for that volume. And it looks pretty fucking badass. I can't lie. It's hard not to stand Alex Ross as the comic book fan.
It's all good. It's very confusing, and there's a lot, and you have to stay attentive, but it's good. Like, the leader shows up. There was this dude, I don't remember the character's name, but there was this guy who had this son who was an athlete, and he decided, I'm going to inject this guy with gamma radiation so that if I just give him a little bit, it'll keep him from his body tearing.
Expose someone to gamma radiation or inject him? How do you inject someone with radiation?
I don't necessarily know.
Okay. Because it's gamma rays. I'm kind of confused.
It said he injected him with gamma radiation, and it was because sports athletes, you get older, your body gets run down, you get nagging injuries, stuff like that, your career ends. He wanted to keep that from happening. So give him gamma radiation, maybe he'll heal like the Hulk does,
Okay.
And that didn't work. The guy died immediately. So that his kid died, and now if you've ever had an interaction or have been in contact with or melded with gamma radiation, you go to this realm where the one below all is. That's where, when you die, that's where you go. So, and it's also, you can be used as a portal, because they call it I think it's a green door, is what they call it. And you can go, it's like how they travel from this dimension back and forth. And the leader has been in this dimension, possessed by the one below all, to get to the Immortal Hulk, to possess, there's a lot going on. So you can basically, the leader can find his way into these people, possess these people, get around. The leader is, I've never, as a big Hulk fan, this is my shortcoming, I don't know that much about the leader because I don't find him interesting, and it's a real problem. I should know more, but he's just really smart with a big head. He just reminds me of the Jimmy Neutron episode with Sheen. So, I don't care. And he just seems like a worse MODOK, but I don't know. That's the problem with, Hulk. Sometimes our villains aren't that great. Yeah. Abomination is just Hulk, but we're different. Yeah. So, but he's going through there. He gets Doc Samson, and he brings Doc Samson to the one below all, their area, and he effectively kills him. He takes his physical body. Because they found, I skipped the part. They dug up this dude's dead body. The guy with the gamma radiation, they've been doing tests on it. The leader went into that body from the green door and effectively grabbed Doc Samson, and killed him and brought him back to the place where they all meet in the one below all's area. And he's explaining to him what's going on, what's happening, how he's being a gloating supervillain, what they do.
Monologuing, being self-absorbed.
The Hulk was in a tussle with Gamma Flight, which is a team used to basically take down the Hulk and stuff like that. It has Absorbing Man Crusher Creel, who is sick, by the way. Crusher Creel does not get any love. Crusher Creel is sick. He effectively just absorbs anything, and he just absorbs the gamma radiation and becomes this gamma radiated man, which allows him to go also into this. That's how the comic started. He absorbed gamma radiation. He ended up down there. It's very weird, and it's very convoluted, and I'm struggling to get to explain this, but it's Al Ewing, so I'm doing my best. Okay,
yes,
and
it's been a ride.
So he gets this done. He's tussled with Gamma Flate. They kill him. They kill the Hulk, the Immortal Hulk. But we know at this point he doesn't actually die. He is going to heal from literally anything. But they blew a hole in his head, so he's done for the moment.
Okay.
And he's captured by Gamma Flate. And in the beginning of the story, Sasquatch, who is Alpha Flight's kind of version of the Hulk, he was in the beginning of the story. He was possessed by Brian Banner. It was a whole thing. Doc Samson's trying to find a way back. And all we see is that they had Sasquatch's body on ice. And then we see Sasquatch start glowing.
Ooh.
And then effectively, Doc Samson comes back as Sasquatch.
Oof.
Which was pretty sick to see. And I know for most people who don't know the Immortal Hulk, everybody knows how the Hulk transforms, right? Gets big, mean, and green and angry. Well, that's not what happens anymore. He doesn't just grow into the Hulk. He effectively kind of he leaves a carcass.
Like sheds his skin?
Yeah, in a way. Like if the Hulk is there, right? So the Hulk's in these chains. He's being locked up. And we know there's this, I don't remember the character's name because he's old school anti-mutant, anti-superhero guy. He has Hulk chained up. He's like, we know that you're going to shrink down, but your bonds are going to stay shrunk with you, so don't try becoming Bruce to get out of your bonds. And in the mind right now, Joe Fixit is talking with...
Who we love.
Yeah, he's talking with Banner and Savage. Maybe not Banner. Might have just been Savage Hulk. And he's like, oh, this guy has not been kept up to date.
Savage Hulk is our normal Hulk, right?
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
It's the smash. Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, they're talking. He's like, he obviously has not been kept up to date on what we do. So let me show him something. And effectively, Joe Fixit takes the reins of Bruce Banner, and he just sheds. The Hulk becomes a corpse, and out pops Joe Fixit. And he takes out all these military dudes. He gets out of his bonds. I didn't really realize that's how it worked until that moment. And I'm like, so that means every time he's changed, there's just Hulk corpses all over, wherever.
Yeah.
Imagine walking through the woods and just seeing the Hulk.
Yeah.
It's like world building stuff.
The Immortal Hulk run is ending at issue 50.
This issue pops off, right? So they reintroduce and dive in more to Devil Hulk in this issue. This happens before he turns into Joe Fixit and escapes, right? The leader is in the mine trying to get Bruce Banner, trying to take over. And the Worldbreaker Hulk can't go toe-to-toe with this guy, and he basically just gets beat by the leader who has the power of the One Below All.
Okay.
And he's talking his shit like all supervillains do. He's jabbing at him. They finally see this door. He is kept locked up, this guy. Nobody is ever allowed to let this guy out. Well, something happens where the door opens. They get the door open. And effectively what walks out is the Devil Hulk. And they dive more into that the Devil Hulk was the original Hulk. Not Savage Hulk, not Immortal Hulk. The Devil Hulk is literally the epitome of rage and hate of how, from his father, that his father instilled in him. There's always that thought of deep down everybody truly is primally evil.
Yeah.
All the hate and rage you have, if you snap, you go all, Charles Manson type crazy anger. Yeah. That's what this is supposed to be. The Devil Hulk
the
is
Joker,
that.
everyone's one bad day from going insane.
Yes, this is that. And he's the strongest Hulk. Because he is literally pure emotion. He's pure anger. He's pure hate. He's fighting the leader and he's tearing him up. He's unbeatable. This dude is crazy powerful. You gotta remember, this is all happening in the mind of Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
In the One Below All area. The Savage Hulk, the leader knows he can manipulate him. So he starts talking about, he forms into Brian Banner. And then he starts talking to Savage Hulk, you gotta do, I didn't do any of it. I want to love, you don't want to kill your father. You want me to love you. And does manipulate Savage Hulk how you do. Because he's like a kid.
Yeah.
And he basically holds back Devil Hulk for a second and it gets the leader the chance and the leader kills Devil Hulk. Which, I don't know if Devil Hulk is dead.
We're good? Okay. Sorry about that. We had a couple technical difficulties here.
Yes.
They were mostly my fault, sadly. But I think we'll be fine.
Was it your fault?
My camera died. So yeah.
Why did it die? How is it dead? Is it working right now?
It's plugged in currently, so it'll be fine.
I don't know much.
The red light is blinking, so I think we're good.
Oh, yep. Yeah, it is. Look at that. I just talked about how the Devil Hulk died.
Yeah.
He got killed.
Leader killed the Devil Hulk.
Yeah, later. He got away with Banner, stuff like that.
Excuse me.
So that's when Joe Fixit takes control. He comes out.
Does all that.
Yeah, he's in Gamma Flight's base. We're coming to the end here. He walks out. Gamma Flight sees him, but they already talked to Doc Samson. And then he's like, well, I got to get out of here. And they're in space, by the way. I didn't mention that. Gamma Flight's base is in space. So Joe Fixit's like, okay. Just grabs a gun. He's like, okay. Boom! Just blows out the window in this space station. Gets sucked out into space because he knows if he's going to die, the Hulk is just going to manifest and he'll be fine. And that's what he does. And he's fine because he becomes the Hulk and he's in space. I think that's right about where it ended up. I think that was it. I'm almost positive. I don't remember anything.
This is volume 8?
Volume 8. I think that's the end. Comes to the end. We're just basically waiting to see what the leader's doing with Banner and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's ending at issue 50, so there's 10 issues after the end of that. Some of them are obviously already out. This was based off of volume 8, the trade paperbacks release, so there are definitely a few issues in now.
Yeah, it'll probably be good.
It's easier to read via trade paperback, and it's better for the industry too. It isn't, but it is.
I don't know anything about that.
Really, you should buy each comic single, but it's a lot of money to do that. As someone who does do that, it's a lot of money to do that.
Okay.
So when you buy my trade paperback, this was valued at $18, and there's 6 issues here, instead of paying $4 or $5 per issue.
$5 a pop.
Yeah, Marvel is right.
But that is my not so in depth, not so concise analysis of the Immortal Hulk.
He's crazy. We do love our comics here. Sadly, there's not much kaiju this episode, but we will rectify that next episode.
I would say it is a shame.
I have plans to do kaiju stuff next episode.
It is almost a sham, some would say.
Well, it is kaiju and comics where we talk about anything else. So
yeah, well, we just talked about comics for a long time, and I'm not getting any kaiju. It's okay.
That's fine. Would you rather talk about TV?
It sounds like you're trying to lead me into talk to TV. So yes, I would love to talk about TV.
It's called a transitional sentence.
Ooh, spicy. You put a little bit of cumin on that sentence. How about that?
You watch anything cool this week?
I did. I watched something really cool last night, really late, because my co-host is fantastic and allegedly gave me a login to something that I'm not going to be specific about. Invincible.
Yeah. So normally we go back and forth. We're both only going to talk about Invincible.
It's very good.
I knew it was going to be good because Invincible's really good. I've been hyped for it since they announced it.
J.K. Simmons is really good.
He really is.
They're all really good.
They are.
Can I tell you? You might be able to, because you know me so. I want to see if you know me well enough. Who's my favorite character? I will give you a couple hints if you want them.
From Invincible?
Yes.
Is it the...
Now, I'm going to only go give you one guess. So if you want your hints, you can ask for your hints.
Okay, go ahead. Give me some hints.
Okay. He's not in every episode. I believe he's in 2 episodes.
Is it Immortal?
No, it is not Immortal.
Who is it then?
Seth Rogen's character. The guy who was going to Earth and he thought it was Urag.
Oh, him.
He is fantastic. I have not seen a show ever that's the way this show is, where it gets dark like it does, and that comedic break was fantastic both times. They're both great. I don't know why, but I love that guy. Also, love the way he looks. One-eyed people. That's my way.
That's cool. I originally was going to go for. I couldn't think of his name. The 2 blue guys that Robot has.
The Wheeler Brothers. Wheeler Brothers?
Yeah, the ones who keep arguing about who's the clone. I thought it was going to be them.
They were very close.
Yeah.
But because you know who he is, right?
No.
That's Gantu. Lilo and Stitch fame.
Oh shit, it is.
It's Gantu. The entire time I watched the show, I was like, oh, the Gantu brothers.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be them.
But there's not a bad character. Usually when I watch a show, there's a character I dislike. I didn't have any characters I disliked. I liked exactly how they did everybody. Everything felt great. It was just good.
Sometimes these shows, one of the things you get is that the B or C plot falls flat, and that just didn't happen. I was interested in Robot's whole thing. I was interested in Adam Eve's whole thing.
It's a great take.
Yeah.
The Adam Eve was a very good character. Love the way they did her. I love the way that I love the way that they show how realistic superhuman abilities could be.
Yeah.
And like how hypocritical it could get.
Yeah, I loved her family portrayal. I love just like her casually being ultra powerful but not using it all the time. Like just mainly doing like the Green Lantern coming up with constructs, when in reality she just manipulate atoms. Just straight up like, I need a door. Here's a door. I'm out of here. Just building a new home in a tree. Being extremely powerful but not using it all the time.
Yeah, it was sick. Omni-Man is probably the standout performance, I think.
Well, of course he is.
Yeah, he was fantastic. J.K. Simmons was just... Every time he goes and acts like his true self is absolutely nuts.
That entire scene on the alien planet where time moves
literally, you knew exactly where I was going.
Oh my
God. That scene is fantastic. There's that scene, and then the last episode in the subway.
Yeah.
I had to pause. I literally couldn't watch it. Like, I was like, there's no way this is going to happen like this. And then it started, and like, it's like 1 a.m. at this point in my house. It made me queasy.
That's one thing that I will say for this show. This is something I have with some rated R things. This is very rated R. The example I want to use is for episode 1, where he murders the Guardians of the Globe. Like when I think it's Red Rush whose head he just does that too. Seeing the brain matter and stuff, or when he cuts people up, like, I can do without that. I do think it adds to the story in this case to show the brutality of it, and like that's what would fucking happen. Yeah. But that kind of stuff doesn't always sit well with me. So like the subway scene when Invincible's trying to save the girl and the building falls on him and it's just a severed arm, like it is a bit much for me.
Rest in peace, Maya. The old woman from the first, she got tore up. He flew around with her. Her body was messed up. She looked like a bad pretzel. It was not good.
The one that like he gets to the hospital and then dies later.
She dies. Yeah.
I like that they centered it on that.
Yeah. This is the episode we're going to show you the real morality of like being a superhero.
Because honing in on Mark's character is important for that last episode to show that like no, he is human.
So how did you like Hellboy Constantine?
That is really who that is, isn't it? It's Hellboy Constantine with a bit of Rorschach thrown in.
He's very, very, very good.
He is. He's very good.
Wanted to see a return. Wanted a return near the last couple episodes. Loved leaving the thing behind.
He was someone that for the show they changed up a lot because he in the amount of time in the arc that the show covers, he only is there for like 2 pages in the comics. So giving him that more time is good. I loved how they established really quickly that the room gets colder when he pops up.
Yes.
So like you knew when he was showing up before it was happening, which I really liked. Them showing the breath, them showing the ice on the plants. Him leaving the notebook behind again. Mark's mom didn't have a lot of stuff in the original comic run, which she's getting a lot more stuff here.
Mark's mom was phenomenal. Great. Absolutely phenomenal. Great performance. Great. The one thing that animated shows nowadays they do this 3D, right?
Yeah.
Usually I think about it like Overlord is an anime I watch. And they do that 3D every once in a while on that too. And it looks atrocious. Like every time you see it, I know I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
When I watched Invincible, I watched the Mars episode and not once did it hit my mind until the end of the episode. I was like, oh, that ship's been in 3D this whole time and I literally couldn't tell.
I didn't even know until you just told me.
That's why it's so perfect. It's done so well.
Yeah.
Of
course, Invincible has been renewed not just for season 2, but also season 3.
Oh, yeah. It's got like a 9.7 rating.
It's really good, guys.
On Amazon Prime.
It's 8 episodes on Amazon Prime Video. Both of us did it in one night each. I also put it down in one night when I did it. I just went through it because it's only like 6 or 7 hours.
You know what I really liked? The last thing about Invincible, and then we can move on.
Maybe. We might say a few more things.
Maybe. But the last episode, when Alan asks him, well, what are you going to do now? And then it shows you all the things that we've done.
Yeah, like being Mars like, this is what's still sitting
Mars
around.
With the brain squids, and then they go to the other alien planet. the earthquake gauntlet guy with the lava golems bow into him. Like, them showing all those things. They show Titan. That episode was really good. Yeah. I really thought that was going to be a plain, boring episode. He's going to go and he was going to fight. I was enthralled by that episode.
Yeah, that's the
and
one.
And then the lion guy, don't know who he is. He's sick.
The lion guy
lion guy was sick
with machine head.
The only other guy who might be able to kick Omni-Man's ass.
Probably not. He got hit by an orbital laser. He literally flew through it. It was the most expensive nosebleed. That line was fantastic.
That entire...
He said a $4 billion nosebleed.
Yeah. I loved just, like, the entire... What's the name of the general guy?
Not Cypress.
It's something like that.
Not Cletus.
Techie.
Help me, producer.
You're a techie, Bobby.
Cecil.
Yes. Everything with him in like those last 2 episodes was great.
Yes.
Him detonating the bomb and just like, first of all, him clarifying, even with the evacuation, we had to keep the dosage small. It might knock him on his ass for a few seconds, smoke clears, or it would do nothing at all.
Yeah, nerdy Phil Coulson. Felt bad for that guy. You know what? I was really sad when they did it. When he shows up to the tailor shop after the wife figured everything out, I really thought he killed the tailor. When they were sitting up on the roof drinking the beers, I was like, please don't kill it. Because, like,
yeah.
I'm like, I really like this guy.
That was definitely a test as well from
like,
Omni-Man.
I really like this guy. Please don't. And then they didn't show him. And then right at the end of episode 8, I was like,
but we
finally
also
got to breathe.
We see that Omni-Man has developed some sort of humanity. So I would definitely go for that. That was a test to see if the tailor would get involved in any way. Because we do see that they're friends.
Yeah, throwing away the fishing picture,
the fishing
for
picture.
the older white males fishing.
That was such a very
different.
specific thing to go after. It was like, fuck, like that worked.
I was like, that was the most white picket fence I think I saw in that whole show, and it was really good.
That and maybe the flashback of Mark playing baseball.
Specifically about that, the last shot, showing his kid face, then going to his bloody pulp. That I was like, they're gonna do this. I saw it. I'm like, they're gonna do it. They're gonna. Oh god, it hit worse than I thought it was.
Sadly, the internet ruins because I watched it after it all came out. I didn't watch any of it. I didn't watch it as it was coming out. Twitter did ruin the last episode for me. It did spoil it. So I knew that fight was coming, and I kind of knew it already. But like a lot of the quotes, it had already said like the whole like, "What's 17 more years? Just make another kid."
The only thing
is really good. J.K. Simmons is really good.
The only thing that was spoiled for me was the ending of the first episode, which I wish I hadn't seen. If I would have seen that naturally, I wouldn't feel the way I feel about the first couple of episodes. Because in the beginning, I was like, all right, let's kick... I've heard this is really good. Why is this really good? And I think it's because I lost that moment.
Yeah.
If I would have had that moment,
you lost the moment. Like, you knew Omni-Man was not who he said he was throughout that first episode. And that's a big portion of that episode. I have a lot of, like, TV shows and stuff right now that's just, like, that involves, like, it's totally the Justice League, but it's not the Justice League.
Yeah.
Like, The Boys is the 7.
I do not like the disrespect of Aquarius. Literally doing nothing, waiting for something that... I'm like, you're kidding me. This poor guy.
I love
looking like a fish. All right.
His thing was always like, finally.
Him killing the Martian by grabbing the thing. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
That was like the only time in the show I'm like, okay.
Only because they
couldn't find out a cool way to kill him. Like, meh.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was also like a thing of like, we established that this is the case here. Like, that's one of the things the show does really good is it established this is the rules, this is how this works. And then just goes for it. Kelly somehow still came up with the 7 Justice League without Superman.
Well, I guess...
They also, like, took Martian Manhunter's powers and, like, split him into 2 people.
Yeah. That was cool, I guess.
It worked.
She was lame. Not gonna lie. Green Girl is lame. Definitely.
Ghost.
Yeah, she's lame. Definitely lame. Batman? The funniest kill.
I think it's Batwing, isn't it?
Nightwing.
No, Nightwing is Dick Grayson.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's Batwing. Because he says, like, it might be Darkwing. Like
Darkwing, that's it.
Okay.
That was the funniest thing. Watching him slam him once and be like, all right, and then did it again. Oh, my gosh.
The fucking tailor being like, well, you need to have a thing. Like, he's called Darkwing because he has dark wings. Which it took me all these years knowing about Invincible and seeing Invincible panels. It took me until this series to realize that his suit is an eye.
Yes.
That it's an eye. That, like, it took me until then, and I'm very sad about it. I love that his costume piece, his mask, is the entire yellow part on the top. Like, he takes it off and it's all blue. Because, like, you leave that out sometimes. Yeah. I also thought his girlfriend was a really good character.
Amber?
Yeah.
I do like Amber.
Yeah.
I like Amber a lot.
I also love his gay best friend.
Will is pretty good. What? That's the wingman I need. Even though we're having an argument, a girl comes over and asks, and they're like, absolutely, you want his number? No, they're not dating at all. Do you want to talk to him? That's the wingman I need.
Yeah.
Well, I don't need him, but that's what other men...
Oh, rip his college crush.
Poor Rich. Was his name Rich?
I don't know.
I think it was Rich. I'm going to die on the hill of Rich.
Okay.
But poor Rich.
Yeah, rip.
Love that
him.
guy, though, I get... That's cool. That was one of the end of episode 8, one of the things, him showing,
Yeah.
I guess, what was the guy's name? Sinclair? Making all the dead
so.
robots?
Yeah.
That
But working for the government.
That was...
For Cecil.
That's rough. I love the confirming of the conspiracy theories. They're putting chemicals in the tap water so that you can't see things.
Yeah, I love that.
They did that.
I love just like, oh yeah, lights, and it turns up, and you're just like, yeah, and then he turns it off.
That was so cool. Big up Black Samson. I really liked him. Just the thought of making fun of him, the Tony Stark, you just have a suit thing.
Yeah.
And then him actually being one of the old Guardians. I wanted more of that. That's the only critique I think I had. I wish we had a part of an episode. A lot on Monster Girl, a lot on Robot. We got the cheating thing with the other two. And then we got nothing on the Shrinking Girl and not much on Black Samson other than he used to be one of the Guardians.
Which the cheating thing I thought was done really well.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
It's literally my wet dream. Let's move on. But yeah, Black Samson, I think.
Yeah, I would have liked
really good.
One little thing. I would have liked more important and shown on him getting his powers back or him getting powers again.
I thought it was cool the way they did it.
I agree. I just wanted like some, because if you weren't paying attention, you wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah, no, you did. Definitely.
It was just kind of like a last little thing there.
Yes. I guess all in all, Invincible, really good. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. Sorry that we just spoiled everything for you.
But what did you expect?
And yeah, I think that's. Are we good on Invincible?
I'm good on Invincible. If
right,
you don't have anything to add, it's very good. I'm hyped for season 2 and season 3.
Yes,
I'm probably going to read some of the comics before then because
I will not. I refuse.
I understand that.
I absolutely refuse. I want.
That's fine.
Completely organic.
From what I understand, we're in for a ride. Shit gets heavy.
Yeah,
like it's Invincible.
The Viltrumites.
I don't even mean. I mean from like a personal, like the challenges that Mark and Adam Eve as well go through. We're in for a ride, and I might have to mute the words Invincible on Twitter. I want to move on to the main event.
We can.
Slides the stuff forward. So this is the main event. This is whatever main thing we're talking about. Yeah, believe it or not, the whole like this is what we read and this is what we watched isn't the main point of the podcast. No. That's just, filler.
It will probably move faster, I would imagine.
It probably won't. Listen, if it's not a 3-hour podcast, I'm not interested.
Oh, jeez. Oh, Lord.
God, I hope it's not that long.
I was going to say.
For those who don't know, NetherRealm has reportedly gotten the rights to use Marvel characters in a fighting game. Now, while this is probably going to be them making a Marvel-exclusive game, given that they have made Injustice in the past, we're doing what, like, every other geek on the internet is doing, and we figure maybe we would fan roster up a Marvel versus DC fighting game.
This is real?
What do you mean, this is real?
I didn't see that news.
Yeah, no, that's actual news. NetherRealm has acquired rights to Marvel characters for fighting games.
Oh, now I'm really excited. I thought that was just a fictional thing you were doing.
No, that's actually that.
I love not knowing how to use it. I love being a 60-year-old stuck in a 21-year-old's body. What is Twitter? How do I
Well, welcome to my life. I really need to get off Twitter, but that's fine. We do have a few rules. We're using Injustice 2's roster size as it, so that means there's going to be 28 on-disc characters and 10 DLC. 9 DLC. No, 10 DLC because there was a pre-order bonus, but I excluded pre-order bonus because you need to keep Marvel and DC even in these things. And there's a reason why there's not a number there. I'll get to it. So, 14 on Marvel side, 14 on DC side, then 3 Marvel DLC, 3 DC DLC, and I've given you 3 third-party DLC as well. The only rule is that they have to have appeared in another Realm game before.
Yeah, I know.
They're very easy options, honestly. Yeah, that one is not going to be surprising, I don't think. So give me, you can choose either we can do 5 from one of the sides or we can do 2 from each of the sides and then go back and forth. Like if you want to do 5 Marvel and I can do
or
if you want to do like 2
this would have to be a discussion.
Well, yeah, but like that's how we do.
Do you have a list ready?
Yes.
Because America, in homage to Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal, I have myself a handy-dandy cheat sheet. I have the Darkhold. I was going to say, I have my list already made up of what I would do.
I do too.
His opinion will most definitely be different, but
probably better.
I have my list, and then I have a list of characters for whether it could be DLC.
So let's go.
Or
we're going to start this off. Give me the first 5 from your Marvel list, and we'll
First
see how
5,
they
I think it's
compare.
very obvious.
Yeah, I think this is why I think the first 5 for each side is going to be very similar.
Yes.
And the farther we go, the different it's going to be.
I have Iron Man, Wolverine, Cap, Hulk, and Spider-Man.
It's exactly the same. Mine is listed Captain America, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Hulk, and Wolverine, but it's the same 5.
Yes.
Marvel's biggest earners. You're not going to do a video game and not put them in. We're just going to ignore Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. We're just going to ignore
Yeah, that was a rough game.
it. Yeah, we're just not going to put an X-Men in our Marvel games. Why the fuck not? DC's probably going to be one of the things, because I think our first 3 for DC are going to be exactly the same.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
the big
last
3.
2, exactly. And then the last 2, it might be a case of you might hear, they might be different on here, but they might be in the next 5.
Okay.
Okay.
So go ahead. You can start DC.
So of course the big 3: Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. Again, you really can't without them, can you?
You have to. They're
and
iconic.
I went ahead and for the first 5, I put the Flash and Green Lantern in.
Okay. Green Lantern doesn't make my list.
Oh shit! What? At all?
Yeah, no, not at all. Well, I guess he does, but he doesn't. I have those original 3, and then I have Aquaman and Flash.
Okay.
Stop looking at my cheat sheet. It's my cheat sheet, not yours.
I can't read it from here.
Good, because I made it illegible, so you wouldn't be able to read it.
So for Green Lantern and Flash, I am going for the Hal Jordan and Barry Allen versions of the characters. Are you going any different for your Flash?
No, it is the same.
Okay.
Barry Allen, Big Barry.
Okay, so this is where it's going to get fun. Go ahead and give me your next 5 from Marvel's list.
From Marvel. Okay. Now, I got those down,
where it
and
gets
then
fun.
these really weren't in any order, but I guess it'd probably be my next 5. I have Ghost Rider, Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, Black Panther, and Venom.
We share 2.
Okay, I would assume that would be Doctor Strange and Black Panther.
Yes.
Okay.
So how I have mine put out, and I don't know if you do, is I have 10 heroes and 4 villains from each side.
I think I also did
Okay.
that.
My second 5 for heroes took me a very long time, and in the end, I basically went for the big ticket ones, essentially. I was very basic, and I went Thor, Black Panther, Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, and Ant-Man.
Yeah, no, Thor didn't make my list.
That's surprising.
Ant-Man-
I did think Thor was going to make your list.
Thor did not make my list. Ant-Man also did not make my list. And who was your other one that I didn't have?
Captain Marvel.
Yeah, no,
I
definitely
did not expect you to do Captain Marvel.
I didn't have Captain Marvel, but I do have Kamala Khan. Kamala Khan, I'm down with. I can boogie with her.
You have her on the list of who you did include?
Underneath, because these are my main guys that I would put in, but these are interchangeable with certain people here. Scarlet Witch, I'm not in love with, but we have had a conversation previously, and I usually end up favoring male heroes, and you said that
yes,
it's probably good to have representation, and you're probably right.
So I have...
Well, no, not probably. You are right. We need representation from everybody. But I just don't find a lot of female heroes interesting, and I know you love Kamala Khan. I've learned to.
I do love.
I don't love her, but I enjoy her. She's good. She's one of the better female heroes.
Very hyped for that Disney Plus show.
Yes, I know you are.
I do have 6 names that didn't make my list, but I thought of, and funnily enough, the 3 names that aren't on my list that are on yours are those names.
Okay.
Scarlet Witch, Ghost Rider, Venom, Luke Cage, Daredevil, Iron Fist, and Deadpool.
None of those names are on this paper except for Ghost Rider. I didn't put any. Only because the Defenders slipped my mind.
They did. So what I ended up doing is when I did these 5 is that I pulled up the rosters for the Marvel vs. Capcom games, and Iron Fist is a mainstay there, as is Ghost Rider. And when I thought of Iron Fist, it immediately triggered the rest of the Defenders, and it was just maybe. And I put him down, and the only one I was really thinking about was Daredevil.
I'm okay with your list, but I think I'm gonna die on the hill that Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider was the hardest.
Yeah, Ghost Rider kind of
and. Believe it or not.
Ghost Rider's kind of got a...
oh, no, wait.
My next 5 had Venom in it, just because I thought of him after... I was trying to write everything down, and I was like, I should probably have villains of the main 4, and Spider-Man was up there. I'm like, all right, I'll just do Venom.
Yeah. With that being said, your next... You want to do my next 5 for DC?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Here's Aquaman, because...
Okay.
Cyborg, Shazam, Green Arrow, and Nightwing.
Okay.
This one was one of the ones where I wrote down all the names I wanted, and it was a lot harder to differentiate between them. Maybe it's because I like DC a lot.
So my next 5 were...
We don't need to do Dick Grayson,
Constantine,
Dick Grayson, Robin
Swamp Thing. These are my heroes because I have them jumbled in here. Constantine, Swamp Thing. I have Rorschach.
Okay.
Alan Scott, and Deadman.
So you're going Alan Scott, Green Lantern.
Yes, that was going to be my... Because I've had this conversation with you before.
It wasn't a fighting game.
I understand
this.
It was a bit different. Still, it's the same type of thing. I like the JSA.
The JSA.
And I think they need representation. They're very important in DC. And if we're going to have a crossover in any way, you have to pay homage to old. Now, I know I said that and that's hypocritical because I left out Thor, but it's okay.
One of the things that I was struggling with the most is that I don't really have any magic users here, with the exception of Shazam if you count him. The fact that Shazam is my magic user shows how much magic that there is.
I was just saying,
names that didn't make it. Martian Manhunter. Nice little tier there. Constantine, Dr. Fate, Firestorm, Blue Beetle, and Captain Atom. I really wanted to put Captain Atom down.
I have them all right down here in a row.
I really wanted to put Captain Atom in.
I thought, what characters would Zach want? And I wrote them
all. There is a reason. So with some of the choices for the Marvel list as well, there were some reasons why I chose, like Green Arrow and Ant-Man have other reasons why they were chosen besides just to be in the heroes list, but we'll get to them. Who are your 4 Marvel villains?
Okay, so that would be... I think I'm gonna get flamed for this, but it's gonna have to.
2 of mine have to be on your list.
One of mine, well, yeah, Magneto's on the list,
of course.
I would say, I have Magneto, Zemo.
Okay.
I guess Venom is technically a villain.
It depends on how you look at it.
I have Magneto, Zemo. I don't know if you count this guy as a villain. I do because
I know who it is.
It's Namor,
and it is however you want to look at it.
I would say.
No Dr. Doom.
No, I didn't put Doom because I was in the mindset of the game that we had come up with. But thinking now that this is a fighting game, yeah, Doom should probably be in there. So Doom. So then Zemo, Magneto, Namor, Doom, and just drop Venom. Easy.
Okay. So Venom actually is on my list under villains. This was a thing before. Is originally I had Venom in with the heroes, and I had Taskmaster in with the villains. I've dropped Taskmaster entirely and put Venom inside. The other ones being Doom, Magneto, and Ultron. Because why the fuck not?
I like Ultron, but
he
had his game, and it didn't work out.
I like him.
All right. Yeah.
You're going to have problems with my DC villains list.
I hope I don't. I don't think I will. I think you think I will, but I won't.
You're going to question why someone isn't on this list. And
it's going to be who I think.
It was literally like I did it, and then I went to bed, and then I woke up and sat up in the middle of the night. It's like, oh my god, I didn't put Sinestro on there. Tanner's going to have a fit.
Nope, because I don't have him.
Oh shit, really?
Nope,
okay, well. So.
He's down here. Where's he at? He's somewhere over here.
Okay. I'm going to do this disclaimer now. I'm not the biggest Batman fan. You know this.
Yes. We're neat. Well,
there's a big over-reliance on Batman, and specifically his arch nemesis, the Joker, that I don't like. But it's a DC Marvel fighting game. You have to have the Joker in. Mm-hmm. You just can't not. So I have Joker, Lex Luthor,
yep,
Deathstroke, and Black Manta.
I have one different.
I almost switched out Black Manta for Sinestro when
I have Black Manta. I have Black Manta, Lex Luthor, Joker, and I have Black Adam.
We'll get there.
I was say Black Adam is my last villain.
Yeah, so you didn't note this thing that I have that I did note, and that was the skins. So I've allotted each of us have 10 total skins, 5 for Marvel, 5 for DC. These can be Marvel to Marvel characters, Marvel to DC characters, however you want to put it. Do you want me to give you my 10 and then you can go after it because you didn't note them down?
Oh, I have them done. I'm ready.
Oh, you have them done?
Yes.
So do you want to go ahead and give me your Marvel ones?
What? Oh, you want my Marvel ones?
Yes.
How about you go first?
Do you want my Marvel ones or my DC ones?
Whatever you want to do. Okay, I'm happy for whatever you want.
My DC ones, I have Black Adam.
Okay.
As a premier skin for Shazam.
Okay.
Reverse Flash is a premier skin for Flash.
Okay.
Now these next 3 are Marvel to DC heroes.
Okay.
Sorry. One is a villain. Doomsday from the Hulk.
No. I don't like it, but go ahead. Do whatever you want. First off, it should have been Solomon Grundy, but it's okay.
Don't agree with him.
Yeah. I want to clarify. Not only is the techie with me, but America is also behind me. So go ahead and continue to make your bad decision and finish.
The Atom from Ant-Man.
Okay.
And then this is a bit of a stretch, but fuck it. Constantine from Doctor Strange.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Now, it could be argued that I could do Dr. Fate from Doctor Strange.
I was going to say, yeah, if you're going to
do I'm in for either of those.
Yes.
I was thinking about it last night, and it was like, you can argue either of these, because Doctor Strange kind of does both.
Okay.
So,
I agree. Yeah,
whichever one of those you want, like, again, this kind of is just like, let me get something mystic in this fucking game.
How many more you got? Or is that it?
Those are my DC ones.
Okay.
Do you have any like
for DC?
Yeah.
Well, Bizarro for Superman, I would imagine. Yeah, I agree with Reverse Flash. I agree with. I want Swamp Thing to Man Thing. That's a
Man Thing from Swamp Thing.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then
Sure.
I want Lex. How are you having Lex Luthor in this game? Is he in his green suit?
Yeah, he's in his green suit.
Then I want him in his his Superman suit.
This is kind of like in my brain. I have this thing going where this game is kind of like Injustice 2's gear system. So like I'm not that worried about alt suits just because like you can get the like how you can basically have Superman be the Red Sun in Injustice 2.
And then last one, Deadman. We get the comic version where Nightwing becomes Deadman.
The Injustice version.
Yes, in Injustice.
Okay, that's cool.
Those would be probably my DC ones. I'm not big on the switching them into Marvel characters,
Yeah,
but I think the Swamp Thing Man Thing one is just fun.
There were two specific instances where I wanted to do it, and then the other ones just felt more natural when I did it. Like as I was doing it, like you're gonna hear it with my Marvel one. There's one I wanted to do. I'm actually changing one of my Marvel ones.
Okay.
Because I've decided I want to, and I know people will like it.
Okay, go ahead.
So you want me to do my Marvel ones first?
Go ahead. Throw them off.
So, first of all, Namor from Aquaman. They are similar enough, and I think I want to see the scene or the thing where Namor and Black Adam have that sort of moment of like, we don't give a fuck, but our places have been attacked, because that's kind of how both of their attitudes are. Hawkeye from Green Arrow.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the one that was easy. War Machine from Iron Man. Okay, so these next two I did, and I want to replace one of them, and I don't know which one I want to do. And it's War Machine from Iron Man or Red Hulk from the Hulk.
There's better options for the Hulk, so you can drop the Hulk.
I want to take one of those out, and I want to replace it, because the next two are... One of them is not a Marvel deep cut anymore, but it used to be, and the other one is, except you've already mentioned them here.
Okay, go ahead.
Not in this segment, but in this podcast. I want to do Moon Knight from Batman, and I want to do Sentry from Superman.
Yes. Okay.
Let's have some Sentry, please. I have looked.
Can I make an amendment?
Sure, but I'm going to argue it.
Not Sentry. Do Blue Marvel.
No.
Why not?
I want to do Sentry.
Why do you want to do Sentry? Blue Marvel's better.
I think we can play a lot more with Sentry. It's like saying why do Hyperion.
Okay. Well, wait for the DLC. Let me just wait for the DLC before we make this.
Well, like I also see the thing as skins also being characters in. Like, when you're doing the story, like, in my brain, the story is Lex opens a portal and Doom comes through and they, like, it's a true Legion of Doom. They probably turn on each other at the end.
That would be cool.
But, like, to get that moment of, like, Sentry versus Superman, like, you want to see that fight more than you want to see Blue Marvel versus Superman. Like, Blue Marvel is cool. That sounded sarcastic. Blue Marvel's fucking amazing.
He is really sick.
Okay, so what do you have in...
I would have, Hulk, Joe Fixit. I think Joe Fixit is probably the most... loved
again. I think you do like gear and shaders, and you just end up with Joe Fixit anyway.
No, I think you do the one thing Marvel vs. Capcom Ultimate did right
with the Joe
Fixit. They put him in his suit with his hat. That's what you do. Yeah. You give him that. Also, I would do Spider-Man, Superior Spider-Man. I really like that skin. I really like that suit a lot. But that's
everyone's
just
yelling at us because we didn't mention someone. Just wait, please. I do include them later.
I really like the Hydra cap.
The Hydra cap?
Yeah, but I don't want to do that because I think people would be upset. Because I don't think a lot of people like that. Can I just do 5 Hulk skins?
Were you trying to think like U.S. Agent or something for cap?
Actually, no, because U.S. Agent blows. Like, I'm sorry, but he's not good. It's not that he's not good. I would rather have Hydra cap than...
That's fair.
Yeah, Iron Man, the War Machine is all right. I would do Superior Iron Man. I like the Superior Iron Man skin better.
You're really thinking of like the skins as like different designs of the characters, where I'm like just taking the like different characters route. Like, use this.
I just think that's really cheap. I don't like it. And plus, their costumes. Like, I didn't buy the game for the costume.
But yeah, I would have boycotted Injustice 2 of Reverse Flash, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's I don't have nothing special for those. I'm not really.
Yeah. Do you have your DLC stuff figured out?
I have a whole list of. I want to debate DLC because
I think there is a debate for DLC. So there's 2 different ways that your DLC could have been released. It could be there'd be a Marvel pack, a DC pack, and a third-party pack, or each of the 3 packs have one from each.
Okay. Third
Now,
party.
I think we all.
Yeah,
I think
get
we're
it
on
out
the
of the
same
way. Go
page.
ahead.
Spawn, Hellboy, and the Turtles.
Yep. I was going no on the Turtles.
It's either that or Mortal Kombat or horror rep, and I'd rather have the Turtles. Basically,
I'm a big Turtles fan, but I just don't know.
Having that thing on it, it's like have to have appeared in another Realm game before, and I have that because if you remove that, it becomes a free for all, and that's just not fun. And I just think like I want the Turtles in there more than I want Scorpion, Sub-Zero, or Raiden or any Mortal Kombat character, and I don't feel like having a horror character in there, and I don't want to see RoboCop or Rambo. So
Yeah. Okay.
I did look at the Mortal Kombat 11 DLC, which I think is fantastic DLC.
It
by
is.
the way.
It's very good.
That's the way to do DLC NetherRealm. But yeah, like obviously it's Hellboy and Spawn.
I would go Raiden over the Turtles.
Would you? So one of the things I said as well is you can include one skin with each pack, and I was debating if I could justify having Raiden as a Shazam skin.
Maybe. I don't know.
That's why I want your opinion on that. Like I spent a lot of time being like, if I could do this, because it makes sense to put a Mortal Kombat rep in. It does make sense. I mean, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and Raiden have all been in Injustice games.
Yeah, so I would take Raiden, but
yeah,
I would want Sub-Zero, but I'd any of the 3 work.
Yeah,
any of the 3 are cool. All right, so which side you want to do first, DC or Marvel?
Both of my Marvel and DC packs, I have themed each of them, so they have like an actual theme going in. My Marvel is Young Heroes, and my DC is Multiverse.
Okay.
You choose which one you want to hear first.
Go with DC first.
Dr. Manhattan, The Batman Who Laughs, and Blue Beetle, and the skin is Bizarro.
Okay.
I was not going to leave Bizarro out,
we're gonna Dr. Manhattan's in.
Okay.
Because I want you to. He's not on my paper, but I was in a different mindset when I thought about it.
For a quick explanation.
What did you say, Batman Who Laughs?
Yeah.
He's on here too.
For a quick explanation, Blue Beetle is originally from a different Earth. He was part of Charlatan Comics, which is one of the companies that DC bought out. I just think, like, again, for heritage's sake, Blue Beetle is probably the best flex I could have off that list. I obviously mean Ted Kord's Blue Beetle. Although if you wanted to figure out a way to include Jaime Reyes as a skin, I am here for it. I like him too.
I have an outside shot. You're not going to like it. America, he's going to hate it.
Give me a deep cut.
He hates all of my ideas.
If it's a deep cut, I don't want to hear it.
There is a very iconic moment in Injustice. I'm down with your other 2 picks. This is just my outside shout. I was thinking about it while I was at work. I'm like, I would absolutely love this character. He's very iconic. He's never, ever in any of the games as a playable character. And I feel like this would be the perfect way to do him. He is Batman related, which kind of sucks because we also have the Batman Who Laughs. But in Injustice, they make Superman pills, and they turn people super.
Oh,
I want Alfred as a playable character, DLC. The most iconic moment in Injustice is when Alfred stomps out Superman for Batman. It is the greatest. I'm getting choked up. It's one of my favorite. Injustice is my favorite comic ever, and it's one of the best parts. I absolutely
hot take.
I love it.
We shouldn't have gotten a Bruce Wayne premiere skin in Injustice. It should have been Alfred.
Yeah,
I would have been down for that. By the way, like I saw the Bruce Wayne skin. And I was like, I'm not interested in Bruce Wayne in a suit fighting. Alfred, I might be.
I'm gonna say, if I have to have a skin, I would do the Spectre and give it to Manhattan because they're both crazy powerful.
Okay, I was trying to avoid giving the DLC characters the skins, but if you include them in the same pack, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Like how Injustice did this too with Black Lightning and Raiden.
Other notable names I have down. I'm gonna read off my cheat sheet for America. I have Jonah Hex, the Batman Who Laughs, Spectre, Bane, Gorilla Grodd, Dr. Fate, Zatanna, who was very close for my regular list. Yeah. All of the Teen Titans, whichever one you wanted. I have Nightwing down there because he didn't make my main cut. He did for him. Plastic Man, Booster Gold. I have my Alfred right there. Firestorm, Blue Beetle. Any of the other Earth Lanterns.
Yeah.
What is that? John Stewart, Guy Gardner, Kyle
There's
Rayner.
like 6.
I mean the ones that are good, not the new ones.
I like Simon Baz and Jessica Cruz.
And then, yeah, sure. Hawkman, Superboy Prime, Miracle Man, Arrow, Canary, and then Harley Quinn. And then my other one, which is my favorite one, which is who I was going to put if I forgot about Dr. Manhattan and he was going to be my pick, was Larfleeze. You know I'm a big Larfleeze fan.
I'm very surprised Sinestro wasn't anywhere on your list considering how you fought me for him the one time.
In the other, because it's a whole different game. And I feel like he works.
Fair enough.
And we were struggling for villain representation.
We were.
I don't love him, but he's pretty good.
Struggling. It's amazing what one spot does.
Yes. All right, so DLC for
Look at
Marvel side.
Look at my Marvel list.
You want me to just read off all my names?
I'm going to do mine. There is one that I can easily be convinced on.
Okay.
So I have Miss Marvel.
Okay.
Oh, I was going to leave her out.
Okay.
Nova.
Okay.
And Ironheart.
Okay.
I can be convinced out of Ironheart, but like it fits the thing well, and I think she's cool enough. And the skin is Miles Morales. I can feel people judging us for not having said him already. All right.
Well, actually, Miles didn't make my list, so I'm happy you did it.
I think it's a cool little thing. He is a good character. It's an easy Spider-Man skin to throw on.
All right, so I have Silver Surfer, Sentry, and I couldn't choose a third. Like, there's too many that I really like. Like, I have Blue Marvel, Thanos is down here, Apocalypse, Dormammu, Juggernaut. I'm a huge Juggernaut fan. I would love Juggernaut. Colossus, Quicksilver, Hawkeye, Black Widow. I have Doc Ock. I have Kamala Khan. And I have Howard the Duck. And I have Dragon Man. Because Dragon Man is weird, but Dragon Man's pretty cool. He's just a Dragon Man. He's a dragon upper body and he has human feet. I just think he'd be cool. Like, when you think, like, we got the Turtles in Injustice. Dragon Man would kind of be like that. Just that weird outside shout. It's the little...
Yeah, but the Turtles are a weird outside shout that everyone loved.
But it's weird. It's weird to have them in Injustice. They don't fit the theme.
They do a little.
They really don't. They're the Turtles. It's a fighting game. Oh, I guess they benefit. I don't know. I just thought Dragon Man...
They also have, like, some of their origins in, like, a really old school bloody comic.
Popped in my mind, and I was like, that's cool.
I appreciate you for deep cuts.
Somebody weird, you know? I'm stonewalled on Silver Surfer and Sentry.
Yeah, I thought you were going to give me more shit for not having, like, any mutants on my list. I have 2. Like...
Well, how much do we need, really? We have Wolverine, which is the important one.
I put Wolverine and Magneto. That's all I have.
Yeah, how much do
you have Scarlet Witch on yours, which is a good shout. But
and she would get dropped. Also, Groot with Rocket on his shoulder. Gotta give Guardians love. He made my original list, and then I realized I don't want him on my original list.
I love the movies. That's it.
I love all of them. It's just they're it's hard to beat icons. Like,
yeah, I was really close with some of them. I pretty much stopped thinking about villains. Like once I came up with, I guess, those 5 because I ended up switching Venom over. I didn't want to come up with another one. Like, I thought about Carnage, and then I was just like, but do I really? I thought about, like, because there's a lot of cool villains in Marvel, but, like, I don't need them as much as I need, like, Doom or Magneto. Like,
yeah. So
it's just the way that goes.
What are we deciding on? Kamala, we both agree.
You got to do Kamala and Nova, I think.
Nova in the bin. I don't know.
Fuck you. Nova's on. Well, you gotta remember, like,
why does Nova make it over Blue Marvel, Black Widow, any of these other characters? Nova?
First of all,
why are we dying on the Nova Hill?
I'll die on the Nova Hill.
Why? Nobody cares. I'd put Groot and Rocket over Nova. Yeah. What? What are we talking about?
Nova's a cool cosmic character.
Then put in a better cosmic put in the Silver Surfer. What are we talking about? Yeah. If you're going to argue cosmic, then you put in the Silver Surfer.
I have a theme I'm going for.
Nobody cares about the theme.
I care about the theme.
I would say, Nova's in the bin. I'll give you Kamala. I think Silver Surfer takes Nova's spot. And what was your last one?
Ironheart, who, again, like, I like Ironheart. I like Riri Williams. I can be convinced out of it. I'm not that interested in Sentry because Sentry's in as a skin for me. Like, I already have him in the game.
Then I'd swap it for Blue Marvel.
There was a lot of people
Big
that
up,
you said...
Inhuman people. Black Bolt didn't make my list, but I thought about him just now, and you should know. I want Lockjaw as a fighter.
I need you to understand that I still haven't thought about the Inhumans, even after he said it.
I think we should have Lockjaw. Ooh!
Lockjaw can be, like, an assist move for Kamala.
What about the Watcher? That's weird. The Watcher would...
Watcher doesn't do anything. The Watcher
Who cares?
watches.
It's a fighting game. Uatu would be sick. Isn't that his name?
Uatu? Yeah, Uatu the Watcher.
Uatu would be sick. Because then you could just make anything you want. He could literally open portals to different points in time, and that could be his moveset. Like, different comics, and, like, have something come out. or something. Like maybe homage to the movies and have like one portal open and it's them trying to take the glove off of Thanos and he like gets hit by Thanos' hand or something. Just something like that. That would be sick. I like the Watcher. I think he's a cool character.
I think he's a cool character. I just like he's one of those characters I don't think translates well to that sort of thing because
I've been spoiled by Smash Brothers. Smash Brothers has literally done whatever they've wanted and made it into a fighter, and I feel like it's possible. People just don't put in the effort. Cooking Mama for Smash. So you're really gonna have 3 heroes as your all heroes in your DLC?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't like that either.
Who were your DLC?
I had Silver Surfer, Sentry, and then I have Thanos, Apocalypse, and Dormammu down, which I'm down for all.
So I thought about all of those.
I wouldn't do Thanos because we don't have Darkseid. Darkseid really should have made the list.
So here, that's what I was on there too about. It's like Darkseid and Thanos. If you do one, you do the other.
Yeah, you have to.
When thinking about like Dormammu is in the same boat that like Galactus and Apocalypse a little bit is, to where like not as much Apocalypse actually, but like Dormammu and Galactus, you don't really do them.
Well, not Galactus, but you can do Dormammu's been done in small form, so I don't understand the argument.
But I don't want to. Like, they were in the Marvel vs. Capcom games.
You have
these boss characters.
You have Ultron. If you have Ultron, you can do Apocalypse.
Ultron is perfectly fine. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, Ultron
Apocalypse. Apocalypse, yeah, you're good.
Ultron
you're
and
good
Apocalypse
with Apocalypse.
are perfectly fine.
No. Apocalypse, you're good. I thought you were, like, meaning, like, Dormammu again or something. Or
also, wouldn't be against Sentinel, because Sentinel's been in the Marvel vs. Capcom games, and those are sick.
I have thought about the Sentinels.
I like Sentinel. It's just... That's a weird character, because it's not really a hero.
Sentinel's one of those things where, like, if we had a lot more mutants...
We don't.
Yeah.
But we don't. And I would feel like that would help.
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah, it's like that's right, because then it overdoes the evil, like, X-Men factor, you know?
And so, like, in my brain, like, Wolverine is there because Magneto is there.
If we're talking X-Men...
We could fill up the entire Marvel roster with X-Men.
No, I mean, like, I love X-Men, but their villains are much better than a lot of their heroes.
I thought you were going to say their villains don't measure up, and I was like, fucking Magneto is there. Like, fucking, why did X-Men and Fantastic Four, what did they do to deserve the best villains in the Marvel universe?
We disrespected Fantastic Four in this game.
I purposely did.
You're ridiculous.
I strictly believe with the Fantastic Four that if you put one in, you have to put all 4 in, and I don't want to put all 4 in.
You literally can do the Thing. You can do the Thing and Mr. Fantastic on their own. The only 2 that need to be carried by the rest of the team are Invisible Girl and the Human Torch. They both just blow. They don't have enough character to do on their own. The Thing does. He's always shown up by himself he's shown up multiple times in Hulk comics alone by himself. The Thing can be on his own, and I'm changing my pick to the Thing, and you can't change my opinion.
Can we meet in the middle and instead have a multiversal incursion happen and it be the Maker with like a Mr. Fantastic Premier skin? Because I will meet you with that. Because I think that works. That works because the Maker is Solo.
If this name doesn't mean anything. Because I just thought of it, and we have very limited mutant.
Yes.
Professor X.
Here's my thing about Professor... Because I think about Professor X every time.
Professor X. I mean the one with the X helmet. So he's not in his wheelchair or in the chair. Like, now that... And then you could do that would really be a premium skin. Put him in his wheelchair. Yeah.
Another time for the main event segment, I would love to do like a Marvel multiverse fighter game and like really pull out some weird shit.
What do you mean by multiverse fighter game?
Like,
hit me. Like,
because Marvel and DC both have these expansive. DC is a bit more expansive in like development wise, but like Marvel probably has more worlds that they've looked into with their What If series and stuff.
Yeah, like more versions. Are you talking? Is that
like,
what you're saying?
Marvel has more worlds. DC has more depth to their worlds. Like DC, you have full books about these alternate worlds.
I got what you're saying.
And like it'd be really cool to like really pull like especially like the Ultimate Universe, especially like to pull stuff like instead of having it be Marvel versus DC at a different time, go and have it be like 1610 versus 616, and like really like and you can probably title it like Marvel Secret Wars or something like that, and like really see because there's a lot there. Even if you don't pull from those 2 specifically, and you go out there and you pull like Spider-Punk.
Okay.
Or
I want to make an amendment.
Spider-Punk because it's the Prowler, but
I didn't know. I didn't have Dr. Doom on my list, so I didn't think about him just now. God King Doom is one of my skins, without a doubt.
again, my brain has the gear system, so you can make God King. Like I have that sort of like this is like a reskin of Injustice in my head.
Okay.
So you have the gear system and you have shaders going. So like so many of the skins you say is literally like, yeah, we can make this. Like,
yeah, you're right.
You can give God. You can
Okay,
give Doom
then I got one. Doctor Strange skin.
Okay.
You don't like. I don't think you like this guy. I find him very interesting. Dr. Voodoo. Or Brother Voodoo.
I don't know a lot about Brother Voodoo.
I love him.
But again, skins are the place for these deep cuts to pull
Brother,
out. And
Brother Voodoo would be my guy.
That's why, like, your Dead Man Nightwing, it's like, oh, I'm kind of into that. Like, in this sort of case.
Dead Man gets no respect, but I'm bringing him up. I'm going to put him on my back, take him up to the top of the hill. I'm like Kratos. Going to Olympus. Well, that was
good.
That was a lot. Is that everything?
Yeah, we gotta do. Yeah, I think that unless you have anything else to add for this game, I think that's it. So, NetherRealm, we are available. We both have terrible jobs. If you need creative directors, we are available.
Yeah.
They so won't call us.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, we'll never get a call. You can always contact me on Twitter.
Yeah. Then he'll contact me.
Yeah.
Have your people call his people. That'll call me. I don't have people.
I'm my own people. So, of course, you can follow me on everywhere at CapZachYoung. That's at CapZachYoung. That's TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, all the places. You could support us on Patreon. It's CapZachYoung as well there because it also supports my content directly. But all the perks are podcast related because I truly am nothing alone. Tanner, do you have any social medias to plug or anything like that?
Yes, you can follow me on Twitter at CapZachYoung. That is CapZachYoung. Also, just that everywhere. Follow it and enjoy it. I have no socials. I'm sorry.
For a while, my Instagram had as many pictures of Tanner as it did as me.
Iconic.
Do you want me to plug your stuff?
Plug his stuff. He's done enough.
Listen, Techie has done a lot. And something you don't know is that I don't know if I have them in on this episode, but they'll be in a few episodes for. He's done musical intros and outros and transitions for us. He also is a musician in his own right. You can follow him on Instagram at Bobby Williams Official and at Bobby Williams Music. Yeah. And I believe that's spelled just as it sounds. Yep. And if you go on those accounts, he has links and info posted about all of his gigs and where he's playing at. He is actually decently good. We just like to shit on him because we're all best friends. You know, that's how it goes. So thank you, everyone, for listening. We're off to record our Patreon segment called Insane Acquisitions.
Hey.
If you go on, I believe it's the $10 tier and up, you get access to that. And you can also access all the past episodes as well. There aren't any currently. This is the first episode, so it's the first time we're doing it. But until that, thank you for listening, and I guess we'll see you next time on Kaiju and Comics, where we talk about anything else.